Good evening and salutations, my Y&R fans. Okay, alright, I want to start off with Elena for a minute. Now, if you've been in my live streams, if you're not in my live streams, join my live streams. I do it Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. If you've been in my live streams for a minute, you know how I feel about this whole Elena and Nate situation and just how it's been pissing me off for a couple of reasons on why Elena is sitting there taking this high road, this woman to scorn road, when she's had a history of playing ping pong between Nate and Devon. You know, she cheated on Devon with Nate, and then she went back to Devon, and then she went right back to Nate. So this whole, oh, he's this, he's that, trash talking, Nate to Audra is just completely and utterly acidine. And that's just number one. Number two, um, is there a particular reason why you're being buddy buddy with Audra Charles, knowing her history, knowing the fact that she is a snake at best? Like, why are you literally sitting there having this gal pal conversation with, like, you have so many other different people you could sit there and confine in. You could sit there and talk your ish to about Nate. You choose Audra. And you're too stupid to sit there and realize that this chick is gaslighting you like no tomorrow. The fact that she keeps sitting there bringing up this whole, so you're going to do the podcast? You're going to do the podcast? Because, that'll really sit there and stick it to her. You're going to do the podcast? At the very least, you don't think there's something up with the fact that she wants you to get revenge on her boss that bad? Nothing, there's no alarms that's going off in your head that's sitting there being like, yeah, this is a really bad idea. We we definitely shouldn't be sitting there hanging out with this chick. No? Nothing? Okay. So Sally tells Nick not to go to war with Victor because of the offer that he made. So Nick does the exact opposite and goes to Crimson Light and pretty much just kind of goes off on Victor. And, Victor makes up this BS excuse, this BS reason of why he offered her what he offered her. Something about taking advantage of taking advantage of the family and being a drifter, this, that, and the third. But Nick was like, no, this was a test. You want to test her. You want to sit there and see her resolve if she was going to sit there and choose her ambitions over her child. And she passed. Apparently, he's done this before, and there's been a test as well, because that's what he does, which is totally not weird at all. Somebody want to remind me of what Chloe's purpose is on the show? Because I'm still completely lost. I also felt like Billy and Chelsea were so not needed in this episode. All they did was re-talk about the stuff with Connor, along with Adam, that Connor didn't have the greatest reaction, and I'm just like, he's a kid. The fact that he didn't throw a temper tantrum, he wasn't angry or anything like that, chill out. Chill out. Like, she's literally sitting there talking to Adam about it. Then she's talking to Billy about it. I just want to hold him. I want to do this. I want to do that. You might want to give him some damn time and stop obsessing about the situation and talking about it. Like, it just... And then after that, again, the whole conversation was pointless. It didn't really go anywhere. And it was just like, what was the point of you two actually being there? Other than to be spectators for yet another Newman fight. What was the point of that? Now, Nikki was there talking to Victoria about the whole Nate situation and the company and everything. And, Victoria just like, I got this for us. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what the company, how the company is going to look. We're both professionals. We're good. And I sit there and re-explain herself to Nick. which you know she was not there saying like it's not your business. And unfortunately, Nick has some valid points. One, he works at the company, so that is his business in a sense. It's not his business, but it is his business. It's the same thing when Sally was working there and Nick is like, hey, back off. This is not business. This is your business. Like, no, it is her business because it is her company. Um, the most important part of what Nick said was, how could you trust a guy like that? He didn't treat his last girlfriend well. Hell, he didn't even treat his family well. If you don't treat those people well, what makes you think he's going to treat you well? What makes you think he's going to be loyal to you if he wasn't even loyal to them? Now, DC has a saying, and for the most part, it's true. There is some variations. You want to know the merit of someone to some extent. You look at how they treated their last partner. To some extent, I mean, sometimes there's extenuating certain circumstances and stuff like that, but for the most part, how you treated one person, you know, is most likely how you're gonna sit there and treat that person. Especially when you get to a certain age. Um, there's some things you are kind of stuck in your ways. There are certain patterns that you do. So that saying does hold a lot of merit. Of course, Victoria is Victoria, and she does what she wants when she wants. So, no one can sit there and tell the Ice Princess ish. Um, both Nikki and Victoria found out about the deal that Victor made. Now, Adam, walks up to Sally and Chloe still acts like, rude and, well, mean, rude, and a bit of understanding from her part because, what happened with that whole thing, um, with her daughter and everything. So she leaves. And Adam offers Sally a job. And Sally's like, oh, I could fight my own battles and this, that, and the third. I got my savings. I'm just like, and what happens after your savings? Then what? Then what? Then what are you going to sit there and do? I understand that she's used to just pretty much being Wonder Woman and just handling things on her own, but that's not the situation that you're in right now. And I don't understand why is she being this stubborn. Also, I got to sit there and look at this whole deal with her and Jill. First, Jill ghosted them because of Victor. And now she's sitting there like, well, it's on hold because the company is in flux and stuff like that. I'm just like, why? Like there really was not any other competitors. There wasn't any other offers that they could have sat there and been dealing with. So when she's on the phone and Chloe's like, I don't think this is going to work out with us with her, and she tells her the bad news. She's kind of just like, I just told you. Jill does not seem like, judging by her, well, at least where her track record with Sally, it's like, why would you want to sit there and still try to work with them? It's in the hole indefinitely, also in the hole for a little bit. But even if they decide they want to work with you, find somebody else. Find somebody else. Because it's not even just a matter of on some level, it's a matter of pride, too. They don't sit there and jerk you around like that. Screw them. Sally's just visionary like everyone says she is. Then Jill lost out on a good bet. Now, Chloe did sit there and ask, Billy, to put a good word in. Of course, Billy and his mom isn't exactly on good terms. But I'm just also like, Chloe, why do you want to sit there and work with her for? I ain't getting it. Alright? And I ain't feeling it either. Um Adam does approach Victor and he says he's gonna sit there and work with him, but he's gonna take the company. He's just like, there's a couple of conditions. I will ask you for advice what's needed. Other than that, I need you to back off. And Sally's not there working at the company. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Now, he didn't get a lot of pushback from Victor, but, you know, it's Victor we're talking about. Is Victor that was Smith they're talking about. Um, so you know Victor. Okay, I was just gonna say I think y'all at this point know Victor better than me about what his next move is gonna be. So I guess we'll sit there and say, time, at this point in time, we'll sit there and um, time will sit there and tell. I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't really think of anything else that happened. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. But if I did miss anything, at this point, I think I know what you. I think you know what you should do. If you have the time, you want to come through, join our live stream. We go tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We're going to be Smith talking about Y&R. We're going to be talking about B&B, GH, days. If you're not a member, join the membership. You get exclusive videos that I do only for members, character breakdowns that I will only do for members, live streams that have been really fun on the weekends, and that's only for members as well. You have a great time, and it's one of those things where it's like you got to be there to really sit there and understand, and appreciate the conversations that we do have because we definitely get into it. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I hope I see you tonight.